What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to Trash Pan and Garage. We recently had a planned camping trip down to Manzanita Lake in Lassen Volcanic National Park, and I also knew in advance that we were going to be taking our new rescue pup, Griffin. I also knew that we were going to have Griff sleeping in the bed of the truck in the back of our GFC camper, and I wanted to figure out something that was going to be more comfortable for him and give him a little more room to move than just throwing a crate pad or a dog bed into the back of the truck. I had the epiphany that it might be cool if I could find a piece or remnant of AstroTurf, maybe something that had a foam backing, and something that would be about the same size as the 5'2" 2" bed on our Chevy Colorado. So it turns out that foam-backed AstroTurf isn't real easy to find until I stumbled across this. And yes, if you're wondering, this is the same Vevor that makes those cheap Chinese diesel heaters and a bunch of other random shit. Apparently, their website's a bit of a rabbit hole. But in this case, they make a 4' by 5' golf turf mat with a foam backing that's about the right size for most mid-size truck beds, just like our Colorado or a Tacoma or a Ranger, Frontier, etc. Now, I'm a cheap ass sometimes, so I kept searching and figured out that Home Depot actually sells the version of the Vevor mat that has the 10mm foam backing, and I could have it shipped to my local Home Depot store for cheaper than what it would be to order through the Vevor website. So that's what I did. The bed of our Chevy Colorado is 5'2" 2" long, so in that long orientation, this mat covers most of the bed from front to back. I did have to trim pieces off the side to fit around the wheel wells. I did that using these Harbor Freight tin snips. It worked great. The mat came out of the box with this nylon carrying strap, so I was able to roll the mat back up and chuck it in the back with the rest of our camp gear and then unroll it once we got to camp. I'm estimating that the mat weighs somewhere between 13 and 15 pounds. I think the 10mm foam backing option was a good choice for this purpose. It does a pretty good job of leveling out the bed or taking some of the lumpiness out that exists because of the sheet metal ridges in the bed itself. And for what it's worth, it seemed to pass the Griffin test just fine. And while this little turf mat experiment was primarily intended for the dog, it turns out that it makes a pretty decent napping spot for the dog and his favorite human. So I'm going to consider this little project a win for $63. We plan to use it more in the future. The only other thing I will add is that it came out of the box with a fairly noticeable odor. I ended up hosing it off with some dish soap a couple times and let it dry in the sun after that. And that seemed to really take most of the odor out of it. That's all we've got for today. As always, thanks for watching Trash Pan and Garage. And until the next time, get out there, build something.